ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता एज इट इज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for All session. So we have been reciting the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, only Sanskrit, and then we've been reciting the mangalacarana verses of Srila Vyasadeva at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Texts 1, 2, and 3. We'll do the same today. Maybe this whole week we'll do that. And then next week we'll move on to the next chapter of Bhagavad Gita and the next set of prayers. So the next one would be Queen Kunti's prayers. We'll be reciting those. And after, depending on the time in between, I will try to explain a little bit. And some days it may not be possible to explain. We'll just be reciting. So today also I have a class at ISKCON Philadelphia, morning Bhagavatam class. So I'll be winding up early. Maybe we'll read one verse from Bhagavatam. So first let's recite Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15. Okay. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, the Yoga of the Supreme Person or Purushottam Yoga. Sri Bhagavanuvacha Urdhvamulam Madah Shakam Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavid Adhaschordhvam Prasritastasya Shakha Guna Pravriddha Vishaya Pravala अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषा अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैर् गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत् न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम। ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः। मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति। शरीरं यद् अवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्। श्रोत्रं चक्षुः स्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणम् एव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते। उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढा नानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः। यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानो नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः। यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्। गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधी सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः। अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्। सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविद् एव चाहम्। द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते। उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः। यस्मात्क्षरम् अतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः। यो मामेवमसम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत। इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदम् उक्तं मया नघा एतद् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत। जय श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय। श्रीमद् ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। So we'll be reciting from Srimad Bhagavatam, first three verses. Chapter 1, questions by the sages. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratas chartheshvabhigyaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yatsurayah Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Projita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavamatra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayonmoolanam श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतम् Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 4, Text 30. So in yesterday's reading, we saw Vasudeva and Devaki after being released by Kamsa. And after Kamsa begged forgiveness from them with tears of repentance, and how he spoke philosophy, saying that actually we are spirit souls and spirit souls don't kill, nor do spirit souls get killed. And still, if we are seeing that somebody is killing someone, that is because of the karma, basically, right? Everyone is reaping the results of his own karma. And what is this karma? If you're a spirit soul, the spirit soul is pure and it's not doing anything, then why it's reaping that karma? So then Kamsa said, one who is in knowledge, he said, one who is in knowledge, he's not implicated by the results of his actions. So basically what he was saying, that when you are self-realized, when you realize that you are not this body, then you also don't identify with that body, and the work that you do, that also you see, I'm not doing this work. This is being done by the body. So therefore, you don't take the results of that work either. This is not my work and I don't take the results. So his intention was that he killed the babies of Devaki and Vasudeva, but he's a spirit soul. Nevertheless, they're still killed. That means what? And they're feeling, Vasudeva and Devaki are feeling sorry. So you're feeling sorry, don't feel sorry. So because they're getting the results of their own activities. But still I have to get your forgiveness, because the act has been done. Unless you forgive, I won't be relieved, right? So please, I'm begging for your forgiveness. Vasudeva and Devaki, being so exalted, they accepted fully. Even if there was any anger in their heart towards Kamsa, all that was uh, all that was mm, that anger was removed. I mean, it went away. It subsided when they saw Kamsa repenting. And they saw that this is all the plan of the Lord. Their babies getting killed because the eighth child, Krishna, was to come. So they accepted it as the Lord's plan. So they didn't have anything against Kamsa. But Vasudeva began to speak to Kamsa, and Vasudeva said, yes, what you have spoken is correct. That only because of ignorance, avidya, does the living entity get this false ego? What is that false ego? That I am this body. Actually, he's a spirit soul, but because of avidya, he forgets that he's Atma, and he accepts himself to be a body. And once you get this false ego that I am this body, then the next thing is, I think that this is my friend and this is my enemy, this is mine and that is someone else's. And once you get this vision of differentiation, that this is mine and that is theirs, then I become implicated, I become affected by harsha, shoka, lobha, moha, dvesha, bhaya, mada. These six: lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, all these things, lamentation. And one who is actually affected by these things such a person will not be able to see that anything which is happening in his life, the ultimate cause for that is the Supreme Lord. He is the cause of all causes. A person who is affected by lamentation, fear, anger, greed, pride, such a person cannot see the ultimate cause behind everything that is happening to him in his life. Rather, he becomes very busy in counteracting the immediate cause. Whatever immediate cause, whatever is causing my suffering, the immediate cause which is causing my suffering or my pleasure, I become very busy in counteracting that all the time. So there we saw Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary that one who is having a material vision. Material vision. What is material vision? Material vision means same thing. You see yourself as this body, and then you see yourself as the doer. And when the immediate cause which is giving you that pain, you hold that responsible, and then you counteract it all the time. So somebody who has this type of material vision, he will not be able to okay, this is a material vision. Now, how Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining is someone who does not have material vision. Okay, let's take the material vision only. So someone who has this material vision, he will not be able to accept that it is the Lord's plan that one living being is killing another living being. For example, an animal like a tiger or lion is killing a deer or a cow. A person with a spiritual vision, divine vision, he will not see the lion or cow, the lion or tiger as being responsible for killing the cow or a deer. Rather, he will see what is the cause for this, right? So anyway, the bottom line is identification with the body. And that identification of body is the cause that's making one act in different way. Actually, he's not even acting, but he's claiming that he's acting. So like this, so Vasudeva agreed. The essence of this is, so the last thing that Vasudeva said to Kamsa is that one who is affected by these lust, anger, greed, these things, he will not be able to see the ultimate cause of everything that is happening in this world. He will be caught up in the immediate cause. So when Vasudeva said this, Kamsa was very pleased by the pacified Vasudeva and Devaki. He was afraid. Remember, when Durga Devi chastised Kamsa, saying that the person that is going to kill you has already taken birth somewhere else. Don't torture these Devaki and, don't kill the babies. So Kamsa got fear. Oh, my sister has given birth to Durga Devi. She must be a divine person. And I have caused so much pain to her. So he was afraid. And then he started begging forgiveness. He was fearful. I don't know what will happen to me now. So when Vasudeva was pacified and Vasudeva, expressed his best wishes for Kamsa, he was very pleased. And taking their permission, he went back to his residence. All this happened that night, one night. the night when Krishna was born, Janmashtami, the night of Janmashtami, all this is happening. He went back to his residence, spent the night there, and then the next day morning, he called for his ministers and he narrated everything that happened the night before and even what Durga Devi had said, that the person that would kill Kamsa has taken birth somewhere else. So now we'll just read one verse, what happened after that. आकर्ण्य भर्तुर्गदितं तम ऊचुर्देव शत्रवः देवान् प्रतिकृतामर्षा दैतेयानाति कोविदाः. Akarnya bhartur gaditam. Akarnya means hearing. Bhartuhu means, Bharta means who? The maintainer, master. Akarnya bhartur gaditam. The words spoken by Kamsa, their master. Tam uchur deva shatravaha. They began to speak. Who? The enemies of devatas. Deva shatravaha. Devan pratikritam marsha daiteya nati kovidaha. Devan pratikrita Krita means who are envious. So Deva Shatravaha means the enemies of the Devatas. Devan Prati, towards the Devatas, Devan Prati Krita Amarsha. They were envious. They were the enemies of Devatas and they treated the Devatas as their enemies. Who? The ministers of Kamsa. And when they heard Kamsa's words, Daiteya nati kovidaha. Right? Na ati kovida. What is kovida? Kovida means a very, expert person, learned person. So they were not very expert in executing transactions. They were not expert. Na ati kovida. So those ministers who are not expert in transactions, now they will begin to advise Kamsa. Akarnya bhartur gaditam tam uchur deva shatravaha devan prati krita marsha daiteya na ati kovidaha. After hearing their master's statement, the envious asuras, who were enemies of the demigods and were not very expert in their dealings, advised Kamsa as follows. So they are acha. Yeah, Deva Shatrava. Okay. And they were envious asuras who were enemies of the demigods. Yeah, Deva Shatrava means enemies and envious asuras means Devan Prati Amarsha, Krita Amarsha. Okay. Envious of demigods and who are the enemies of demigods. They were not expert in their dealings and they began to advise Kamsa as follows. What did they say? Srila Prabhupada's purport. There are two different types of men, the asuras and the suras. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asura evacha Vishnu bhakta smrito daiva asurastad viparyayaha. So there are two types of living entities in this world, Daiva and Asura. What is this? Where is this verse from? Padma Purana. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asura evacha. Two types of people, Daiva and Asura. Vishnu bhakta smrito daiva. Who is Daiva? Those who are devotees of Vishnu. They are known as Daiva. Asurastad viparyaya. And who are opposite of Vishnu bhakta. Those who are not Vishnu bhakta, you call them Asuras. Those who are devotees of Lord Vishnu, Krishna, are Suras or Devas. Whereas those who are opposed to the devotees are called Asuras. Devotees are expert in all transactions. Right? Here we saw Kovida. So there are 26 qualities of the devotees. So in that, the devotees are also very expert. They are expert. Therefore, they are called Kovida. Devotees are expert in all transactions. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha. Therefore, they are called Kovida, which means expert. Asuras, however, although superficially showing expertise, you may say in this world also, there are many people who are expert in computer science and they're expert in, this and that, so many things. So yes, asuras also you will see. Ravana was very learned person, and just now we heard Kamsa speaking philosophy. He was also expert. We saw even, what's his name? Hiranyakashipu also, when he was preaching to his mother and his sister-in-law after the death of Hiranyaksha. He was also expert, and also very expert in mystic yoga, right? He performs such severe mystic yoga. So yes, asuras are also expert. So what does it mean that devotees are expert? Asuras, however, although superficially showing expertise in passionate activities, are actually all fools. You know why asuras are foolish? Huh? Because they don't follow it themselves superficially. Pay attention to the word superficially. They know the verses, huh? And they know the philosophy, but yes, as Rasapriya said, they don't follow it themselves, because after knowing all this philosophy, still their activities on the bodily platform. After all this philosophy, the activities are still on the bodily platform. This is Asura's mentality. And this can come even in, this is there in us also, if you think about it closely. I can speak nice philosophy, but how much of it am I actually applying it in my life, and how much of it have I realized? I will say from morning until evening, I'm not this body, I'm a soul. You are not this body, you're a soul. But am I actually acting on that platform? Okay, I may not have the realization, but at least I must endeavor to act on that platform. This is called application, isn't it? Applying the knowledge in our life. That's when there will be transformation. So, uh, for pure devotional service, this is essential. Before we can even begin pure devotional service, we must realize that we are not this body, we are spirit souls, and then act on that platform of spirit soul. As long as we are still identifying with this body, that means I'm identifying as belonging to this community, or belonging to this family, or belonging to this caste, or to this career, profession. As long as these identifications are there, there is no question of pure devotional service. Pure devotional service is not so cheap. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam hrishikena hrishikesha sevanam bhaktiruttama. After you come out of all these bodily identifications, then when you render devotional service, then when you are chanting Hare Krishna, then when you are worshipping the deity, that is sadhana. That is real, like that is sadhana on the platform of Shuddha Bhakti. Until then, we are doing mixed devotional service. We want to come out of this bodily identification, right? So, this bodily identification, asuras also have this. Speaking philosophy it's not bad. At least that's the first step. But after speaking philosophy, when we actually apply it, that's when we are actually, becoming devotees after applying it. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is saying here in this purport, that asuras are superficially showing expertise. And another point here is that, and what about those who don't even uh, have this knowledge that you're not this body or spirit soul? And there are many experts in this world, many experts in various different fields. They're all asuras only, actually. See, for us, our basis of knowledge is scripture. What scripture says, what Shastra says, that is truth. That is the, what do you say? That is the pramana. When there is a case in court about who is right and who's wrong, two people come to a king asking for justice, right? This person has done wrong and the other person says, no, I have not done, right? Then you have to figure out who's right. How do you decide? Based on saksham, or evidence, isn't it? Based on evidence, that evidence which is the strongest, right? That evidence which is most powerful, based on that evidence, judgment is given. Yes, this person is wrong. So for us to know knowledge, what is the strongest evidence? When you hear some knowledge, is this knowledge right or wrong? How do you know? The most powerful and non-defective evidence is Shastra. So when something is said in Shastra, there is no question of debating or arguing. It's beyond all argument. You have to accept it. You have to accept it. So there are many experts in this world in various different fields. But what is the source of that knowledge? Where did they receive that knowledge? It is superficial because it is not based on Shastra. That expertise and that knowledge, first of all, it is based on the bodily platform. You don't even realize that you are the spirit soul, and what to speak of who is the spirit soul and what is the goal, what are the activities of the spirit soul. God is far away. First, at least know who you are, isn't it? And then you will connect. When you know who you are, then you will immediately see. If you want to know someone, for introduction, what do they say? What is your name? What is your father's name? Where are you from? That's how they know your identity, right? So what is your name? So first, who am I? And as soon as you know who am I, like I'm a spirit soul, then the next question is, who's your father? Where are you from? Right? So we are all nahi. So they're all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, right? That is our identity. So naturally that will lead to bhakti. Naturally means, of course, association is required. Nothing is like automatic. Only by the association of pure devotees it will happen. But here, talking about Asura's expertise, how it is superficial, Srila Prabhupada is saying, so I was just elaborating on that point, that Asuras, although superficially showing expertise in passionate activities, are actually fools. But because we are fools ourselves in Kali Yuga, we become enamored by the foolish expertise of the fools, right? Someone gives a nice speech and then we think, this person is very knowledgeable. What is the source of that knowledge, right? How authentic is that knowledge? That is important. So that is why those who are fools, right? They get cheated by the cheaters. So both are cheating. The cheaters are, and this is the world of cheaters and the cheated. So this is asuras. Although superficially showing expertise in passionate activities, they are actually fools. They are neither sober nor expert. They're not Kovida. They're not expert. Whatever they do is imperfect. Moghasha mogha karmano mogha jnana vichetasaha asurim rakshasim chaiva. What is that verse? Moghasha mogha karmano mogha jnana vichetasaha rakshasim asurim chaiva. So the thing is, those who consider the Supreme Lord, his body to be material, not transcendental, right? Avajananti mamudha manushim tanum ashritam. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanum ashritam. What is the next one? Mataji, Chinmay Mataji. Gurtunda.
అంత గుర్తులేదు మాతాజీ. అజానంత సంథింగ్ ఏదో వస్తుంది అనుకుంటా నెక్స్ట్.
Okay. Yeah. So, avajananti mamuda manushim tanumashritam. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Forgetfulness is also coming from Krishna. Anyway, so, but the point is, those who consider the Lord to be an ordinary human being, huh? Those who consider the Lord to be an ordinary human being, those who don't accept him as the supreme personality of Godhead, what will happen to them? They will not get any success. They will not get any success in the various fields, whether you try in the material field or for liberation, and you won't get. That's what that verse is saying. Moghasha, they will be bewildered, right? Moghasha, mogha karmano, all their desires, all their aspirations to attain success, moghasha, mogha karmano, mogha jnana. In jnanapa, they may take the jnana marga, they may do karma, various activities, and they may have so many aspirations. Everything will be uh, uh, spoiled. They won't get results. Why? Because of this offense to the Supreme Lord. So that is the asuras. They cannot get success. Whatever whatever they do is imperfect. Whatever they do is imperfect. Moghasha mogha karmana. According to this description of the asuras given in Bhagavad Gita 9:12, whatever they do will ultimately be baffled. Yes. It was such persons who advised Kamsa because they were his chief friends and ministers. So these people were the gurus now for Kamsa. They will advise him what to do and he will follow their instruction. He even, huh? Right. What happened to now? He forgot all what Durga Devi said. Now, after we hear their instructions, comes us following their instruction. He forgot what Durga Devi said. So this is the nature. That's why we saw earlier also Vasudev. Uh, Even though Kamsa said, "Here, take your first baby. I have no fear of your first child. It is the eighth child that's going to kill. I don't need you. Take." Vasudev didn't become very excited and very happy because he knew those who cannot control their senses, you cannot trust their words. They may get some good revelations for the moment, but they won't stay. They won't stay. They'll go back on their word. They cannot stay steadily fixed in their decision. Those whose senses are not controlled. Kamsa was in that category. So Vasudev didn't become excited that now he's sending me back. He didn't become. He understood what's going to happen. So like that. So Kamsa also, he was repenting in front of Vasudeva and Devaki, but now he's listening to association. Another important point is association. The type of association. Whatever you are associating with, that will have a strong effect on your consciousness. So therefore, we must avoid association of the modes of passion and ignorance. All the news that we hear on on the internet, and all the movies or songs or music that people listen to, they think that this is peaceful music which is keeping me calm, and while working or studying I'll be listening to music, or the games that you may be watching or playing. All this is association of the modes of passion and ignorance. And the more you associate with that, the more your consciousness is becoming polluted, contaminated. That means you will not get that inspiration to engage in devotional service. It will be drying up, right? Whatever little bit of inspiration you may get, it's hasti snan, right? You clean yourself by hearing Bhagavatam and some chanting, and again you go back and put dirt on yourself by getting all this material association. So therefore, staying in the mode of goodness is very important. If you are staying in the mode of goodness, that is conducive, it is favorable to devotional service. It will not react against devotional activities. Whereas the modes of passion and ignorance, they are reacting in the opposite direction. Therefore, it is pulling you down. from devotional consciousness, Asura's activities. So now these people are going to instruct Kamsa. We will see tomorrow what their instructions are. Let me quickly go over Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Let's see what our Acharya is saying on this. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Na ati kovidaha means ignorant. Ati refers to qualification. The demons devoid of the qualification of knowledge. So here ati means, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, ati means qualification. Na ati means no qualification. Okay, na ati kovidaha. They have no qualification to be experts. The demons devoid of the qualification of knowledge heard Kamsa's words, became angry with the demigods, and then began to speak. So now they will speak. We will see what they spoke. We will see tomorrow. I will end the class here. I didn't do Bhagavad Gita and Leelamrita again because today I have a class at the temple. Thank you all so much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।